Hello, everybody on YouTube, and this is Ty with another video. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've had some problems with the fan on my Propcycle. Propcycle is a fan to kind of simulate the flying effect, and it's pretty good actually when you're playing the game. It definitely makes you feel like you're, moving along. And when I got this Propcycle, it was actually in really good shape for the most part. I mean, there's a few things. It's like it was missing this part here. It didn't have a seat, and there was no control panel here. I made this kind of hackish one here just to have something to hold the button. I'll probably do something better or try to get a real one at some point. But anyways, so back to the fan. When I got it, the fan actually was mounted. The lower one still worked correctly. And you see there's two fans. There's a motor there and a motor there. And the lower fan was working. But what mounted the actual squirrel cage in the frame was just there was a nylon bushing on one end that was in rubber, and on the other end, on the motor side, there was like a conical shaped piece of rubber that was mounted to the shaft of the motor, which had a little notch that would catch on the fan. It's like a tooth. And what had happened on the upper one is it ripped right off, because that won't last very long, and it had damaged the actual squirrel cage in there. And I did a couple things to fix that, and tried, just kind of just did little fixes here and there. But finally, I've come to this, which is the best I've done so far. What I've done is I've taken there used to be rubber on this end with that was holding a nylon bushing in place. Now there's a piece of aluminum that's milled out or laid out or machined out to hold a bearing. And what I did is I had to find these bearings. They weren't cheap. They were $10 a bearing. You look right here. See that little bearing there? It's got a 4mm inner diameter, and that fits right on the axle or the shaft of the squirrel cage on this end. And if you see there's the piece of aluminum that's milled out or machined out. I'm sorry, I keep doing that wrong. Saying that wrong. So now we put this back in here. Do I have it on? No, I don't. There we go. So now, what was happening before is that in Propcycle, I'm not sure what mechanism does this, because the fan is running on AC current, and the only thing I could tell when I hook a meter up to it is when you go slow and you like run into a wall or something like that, the fan will actually will like break and make this kind of sound, and it was really annoying on when the fan was broken. With this, it still makes the sound a little bit. I think it's just the motor's making the noise. But as you can see, the blades spin freely. It's nicely centered and balanced. And this is the side I had to repair. But let me just turn the fan on so you can hear it now. So you hear it's not making any noise other than just the breeze. There's a tiny little click in there that I might be able to sand out. It's a spot that I think it might just be just touching. But there you go. There's the fan. I think it's I don't know if it's the upper one or the lower fan. Let me just do a little test here. I'm going to unplug the upper one. Yeah, it's the upper one. What happens is, on this end, the fan blade, I don't really hear it. Let's try it again. It's so unnoticeable. But anyway, so let me actually start the game up here. Pardon the shaky cam.
Pick a mode. Pick a stage. Try for a perfect score. 3.
So I'm going to just
1.
crash in the wall right away. Did you hear that? It's hard to get it to do it very often. There you go. So it still makes that noise, but I think every Propcycle probably makes that noise, even if it's in perfect condition. But there's the video for you of the fan fixed. I gotta still put it all back together again. I've got to put the cover over the fan and then put the cover over the cover and get it back together again. But as you can see, it's running much better than it was before. So I actually found it when I was playing distracting. When I was playing the game, I would actually score worse because the fan was noisy. And I would turn the fan off and I could actually do better. But I don't think it'll bother me as much as it did before. It kind of gives you like a false impression of how fast you're going. And it's hard to hear. The actual game has a sound that you can hear the rotor spinning. And over the noisy fan you couldn't hear it even if you cranked it way up. But now you can hear the fan. Because this just runs at one speed in that other braking mode, which all I noticed is that the voltage would drop from like 110, 120 down to 107, only for a few seconds. It doesn't do it very long, so it's hard to tell exactly what it's doing. I need an analog meter to really see what's going on because the meter I have is digital and it doesn't keep up with the changes as quickly. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video.